Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Heathwyn, and today we're going to be watching the gameplay trailer for the new Life and Death expansion pack that is coming out on Halloween for The Sims 4. I know you haven't seen me in a little while. I have been pretty poorly and I am still recovering from being sick. So if this is a little more on the low energy side, if my voice sounds a little bit weird, it's because I'm still kind of plugged up. I'm still kind of fighting with clearing the rest of that from my body. But we are right now about 4 minutes away from the premiere. But when I opened up the YouTube channel, there was this little like intro thing to it where they're kind of featuring the content that's coming with it. But you can see some of like the clothing outfits, like the music box is kind of cool. This looks like one of the portraits that it's going to incorporate from your Create a Sim photos, and this outfit is like really pretty as well. So that's where we're at. We're about 3 minutes away from the trailer going live. I am really interested to see what gameplay is going to look like with this, because my first impressions of this, I was a little bit taken aback by it. It felt really heavy and really serious to me, and I don't think I personally was prepared for that myself. Obviously, everybody is different, and I do think that it's going to bring in a lot of storytelling elements into gameplay that would be a good thing to have. However, there was just little parts of it that felt really heavy to me, and I was like waiting for things to be a little bit more lighthearted, and they never really got that way. So that was just like my first initial take on it. I do want to see what gameplay is going to look like, so I'm very curious to see how that's all going to look and how that's going to come together. So we'll just kind of wait and see what all of this is going to look like. We've got 2 more minutes before the premiere goes live, so let's see what it is. Okay, so we are now on this screen with our countdown for the launch. This is the same screen that the release trailer was on, with Grimm here in his office. I'm assuming this is part of that new like Grim Reaper career that they were saying that we're gonna get. I'm hoping that maybe that's part of the gameplay that we're gonna see, is some stuff with that career, because it did sound like it was gonna be an active career, which we haven't really had an active career since the Dream Home Decorator pack, which doesn't work all that well. But it'll be fun to see what this is like, and I think it's gonna be maybe a little bit more like the Get to Work ones, like you're gonna actually go somewhere for the career, because it was sounding like they have something specific set up. So I'm curious to see what that's gonna look like, but we have about a minute now until the trailer launches. All right, here we go. We got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's see what gameplay is gonna look like.
Hundreds of thousands of Sims die on any given day. A common misconception
that's a Ghost
is that
Scout
I'm the
cowboy.
one to blame. No, the truth is that old age, fire, and anger claim more lives than any other forms of death. I'm just the Reaper. Mine is a humble profession. Got its start with, well, life.
Netherworld
I have
Department of
many
Death.
green turns who join me in this dutiful career, helping to carry souls to the other side as they advance.
Oh, look at that outfit.
And we have a very high percentage rate of hitting our weekly quotas. Those who live a life chased by death certainly improve our odds.
Ooh.
You all know who you are. But hey, you have to admit these Sims seize every moment.
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
The number
the tower
of
is
young
really
adults
cool.
that don't consider what they ultimately want to accomplish with their life is
They're woohooing in a
staggering.
coffin.
Taking
Oh my
ownership
gosh.
of your life's journey can have many benefits after all.
The
Your
tree is
wants, traits, aspirations, these
Ghost
contribute
historian.
to a life. Take it from me, they're not enough. A bucket list, however, is a scientifically proven method of ensuring you find fulfillment. You can always scrap the list, start over, or do more. Just start. Better to do today what you could have done tomorrow. You never know when the cold touch of death will find you. Sorry.
Oh my.
In fact, I'd seriously consider getting a will drawn up, if I were you. 7 out of 10 souls regret not having one after they've died. Get your affairs in order.
Interesting.
It may be your last chance to tell those you leave behind how you truly feel about them. Did you know the earliest
those are
grave
cool.
markers are almost as old as me?
I like
I'm
seeing the different
fascinated at the
cemeteries.
many ways you living
Oh,
souls
different
memorialize
customizable
your
gravestones. That's
dead. If
cool.
I had lips, I'd be smiling. Sorry, I've been told I lack a certain connection with mortality. I have an affinity for those whose defining trait is the macabre. But there are also skeptics among you. I get it.
These
I'll
must
do
be new
better.
traits that you can get.
TLDR, point is, you died. Now what? At the time of death, most souls think it's game over.
Or
No,
is
no,
it?
no. There's a whole state of life
Oh!
waiting beyond the veil.
Interesting.
Hey, I get it. It's a lot. I'm a lot. This whole thing, it's a lot. You can
That
choose
painting
to move
is
on,
really pretty. That's there in the background with the flowers. That's really pretty.
but there are also resources to help you cope.
It's like Ghosts Anonymous.
And even if you finish
That's
your
so
bucket
funny.
list, you may find you have new desires as a ghost.
Unfinished
And new
business.
powers to help you complete your unfinished business.
Okay.
You can use your powers for good to make life a little easier for others. Or ride the line of neutrality and
Goo
keep the status
waste?
quo.
Well, those are, their needs are
On the
different.
other hand, maybe you want to get a little nasty. Oh, no judgments here, literally. I have no
Levitator?
morality. Ah, wonderful. Dimitri completed his unfinished business. I respect a soul that finishes what they've started. Now Dimitri's ghostly powers won't get burnt out. And should he choose to be reborn, he'll basically, I don't know, be better than he was the first time around.
Okay, so we're
Yeah,
seeing the rebirth.
It's a real hot button issue back at the office. Simply put, it is possible to bring pieces of yourself into your next life.
Oh my goodness.
Things like childhood skills and reward traits. You can start fresh at any age.
Huh.
Even change your appearance.
Oh.
Come back as your own great-grandchild. Or join your rich
Interesting.
neighbor's household.
Oh my gosh, you can be reborn
I'm not
anywhere?
able to do it myself, so I can't endorse it. But a whole new aspect of life is available to those who return to the living. So don't fear death.
Try for baby
Just
with Grimm?
Embrace what's next.
Oh my gosh.
Buy by December 12th to get the Macabre Mementos digital content.
Okay.
You won't.
So there was a lot to see in that trailer. We're gonna have to go back and look at that more closely. I didn't really comment a whole lot where we were going because I wanted, you know, the voiceover to be heard. But that was quite a long trailer, really. There was a lot to see there. Okay, we definitely need to go back and look at this again and see what we can
Hundreds
see.
of thousands.
Because there was a lot. There was a lot happening there. All right, let's look at it again a little bit more closely. Okay, so we know that the death by the crow is like a new death form.
Die.
Okay, it says old
And
age,
anger claim
fire,
more
and
li-
anger are the most common forms of death. I wonder if that's actually true. Like if that's a real Sims statistic, that those are the most common ways that Sims die in The Sims, that they either die of old age, they burn to death, or they die of anger. I think it kind of checks out because Sims act really stupid in fires, to be honest. And those emotional deaths really kind of sneak up on you quite a bit. So I think that that kind of checks out in my mind as to like how Sims die the most. We're seeing the profession and it is looking like it's a place where you go to like the get to work professions. The Netherworld Department of Death. I love that we're
I have
actually
many
getting like a
green terms to
location.
join-
of where to go. And it looks like this is practice. This kind of looks like a dummy, like this person is being supervised by Grimm. And then we know this is a gate that they put the souls into. And there's been a lot of speculation that because this looks so much like the gate in Glimmerbrook that takes you to the magical realm, that maybe it might take you to another realm. I kind of feel like if that was the case, we would have seen that in this trailer, and we don't. So I'm not sure there's going to be like another realm. This robe is really cool looking. And I don't know if that's Grimm or if this is like one of his people. Can we customize the way Grimm looks? This looks like it's got something to do with souls. It says something about a weekly quota. So I wonder if you're going to have like so many deaths that you have to like find. Okay, chased by death. This sounds like a trait to me. Now, I don't know if this is like a cast trait, if this is a trait that you would like pick up through the reward store. I don't know yet. There is a ghost train in the background. Like the world looks really spooky. And I know that that's the vibe that they're going for, but it's like all misty. And can you see there's like this ghost train here in the background? I like this pool setup as well. That's really cool. So this looks like a new woohoo spot. Like you can woohoo in a coffin, which seems a little wild to me. This is the Soul's Journey, which sounds like it's a new system of like maybe helping your Sims have more fulfilled lives, different goals that they can achieve, which will be nice to have new parts of that. Okay, so this looks like a new aspiration, Ghost Historian. Okay, so this is where we're talking about the bucket list, which is obviously a bucket list is a list of things that you want to do before you die. So it looks like there's this little booklet where you can write your own bucket list. And it sounded like you could change it if you wanted to. So you can make it like customizable for your sim. So this is, they do talk about making wills, so you can do that. And you can like make people's responses to it, it sounds like. That's kind of amusing to me. There's still parts of it to me that feel really heavy, and I'm personally struggling with that a little bit. I do think that there is a lot of pieces of this pack that are really needed, but some of it still feels a little heavy for my taste personally. I do like that you can kind of customize your gravestones and choose like what your gravestone looks like. That's going to be really nice because I do believe we're getting cemetery lots in the game, and this will certainly help make it look more interesting without having to try to use like debug or other things that you just place down random gravestones to make it look a little bit more realistic, I guess, with different looks to the gravestones. So I do like this, that you can kind of customize the gravestones that your Sims will have. We are seeing a lot with the build by. I do like the aesthetic of the build by, this kind of like Victorian Gothic look, I think is really cool. Okay, macabre is one of the new traits, it sounds like.
But there are also skeptics among.
This also sounds like a new trait as well, so maybe 3 new traits? Okay, but you can see some of the artwork. Let me turn off this for a second. There's like a new piece here, a piece here. The cow plant and this like celestial looking one kind of look like they might be like the same but different swatches. I really like this one of the branches with the flowers. There's just a lot of really cool looking pieces. I am looking forward to build by. I also am liking the aesthetic and the look of Cass as well. I like the feel of the pack in that regard. It's just some of the gameplay feels a little bit heavy for me. Okay, this looks like a ghost is going to be a new form of a cult. So it looks like when your sim dies, you can either become a free roaming ghost, which I'm guessing means that ghosts will act pretty much like they do in game now, or playable. Okay, so you can move on or you can continue as a ghost. That's good to know. So if you don't want a bunch of ghosts, your Sims ghosts haunting around, you can have them move on. Also, this looks funny. This looks like Ghosts Anonymous to me. Okay, so ghosts can have unfinished business. This definitely looks like the vampire, the werewolf, the spellcaster trees. So the ghost is definitely a new kind of an occult that you'll be able to play. Like right now, you can kind of cheat and add ghosts to the
If
family,
you're
but you're not truly
unfinished
playing
business,
as the ghosts. So it sounds like your
you can
ghosts are
use
going to
your
have
powers
different
for good
powers.
to make
They can be
life a
good
little
powers, they
easier
can
for
be bad
others.
powers. Also, we're seeing different needs for ghosts, which are kind of funny. It looks like we have goo waste, which looks like it's going to replace the bladder, ethereal sustenance for the hunger, otherworldly slumber, spooky diversions instead of fun, ethereal bonding for social, and apparition cleansing for the hygiene. So that's kind of fun that they're getting like not just like one or two new needs like you see with like vampires, they have thirst instead of hunger. Mermaids, they have their hydration instead of hygiene. But it's kind of cool to see just like a completely new, rewritten set of needs which fit with like the whole
Morality
ghostly
and
thing.
keep
So it looks
morality.
like you can be a good ghost
Ah,
or you can be a bad
wonderful.
ghost. So
Respect
it
the soul
sounds
that
like if you
finishes
finish
what
your
it started.
unfinished business,
Now Dimitri's
then you
ghostly
can be
powers won't get
reborn
burnt
if
out.
you want to
And
be. So
he'll
that's what he's
basically,
coming to do
and it'll
now.
be better. Button issue
So
back
you
in the
can be
office.
reborn, and it sounds like
Simply
you can
put,
kind of
it is
be anything.
possible to bring
Also,
pieces of yourself.
let's go back a second because this is showing us the world. So this is gonna be our new world. Is what all of this looks like. This looks up here in the corner. It looks like that's the lot for the Grim Reaper career. So it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lots. A couple that are empty, but they look like they're really big. So this is one of the things that I struggle with a little bit in the way the worlds are being set up is I want there to be like we can do like one big empty lot, but I would like to see a smaller empty lot for like building a starter home because I know they usually now have simmers come in and build the stuff and I always feel bad like bulldozing one of their houses to build my own starter home, but I like having a starter home. So this looks like it's the spooky realm kind of up here. It's like there's a nightclub and then over here is maybe a slightly less spooky area. There's the cemetery, the cemetery lot type. So that is cool. We have a bar for our community lots. So that's it. And then the rest are residential.
And
Interesting that you
reward
can
traits.
bring bits and
You can
pieces
start
of
fresher
it
than
back
the
into
age.
your life. You could almost like
Ease your
take the
appearance.
same sim and
Come
keep
back as your own
rebirthing that
great-grandchild.
sim over and over again.
Or
And what's
join
kind
your
of
rich
cool
neighbor's household.
is it sounds like you can kind of be wherever you
I'm not
want.
able to do it to
Also,
return
she's
to the
romancing the Grim Reaper
so don't
and they can try for baby. Like, what is that gonna be? You can have a baby with the Grim Reaper. My mind is a little blown with that.
fear.
All right, so that is the trailer. I mean, that was a lot of information in that. I think having seen gameplay, I feel better about all of it. I do still think that there is a heaviness to this that focuses so heavily around death that it very much might not be for everybody, which is completely okay. That's the beauty of The Sims, right? Is that there's so many different ways to play the game, and you don't have to incorporate all of it into the game if you don't want to. If there's parts of it that you don't really enjoy, then so be it. I don't know that playing as a ghost is really something that excites me, but I know that that's something that excites a lot of people. I'm personally not a huge fan of the occults myself, but lots of people are. That isn't to say that I won't occasionally dabble around with one or experience all of that, and I am curious to see what all of that looks like. Also, what woohooing with the Grim Reaper is going to be like. That will be interesting. I think the part of this that is the most intriguing to me is the rebirth thing. Like, I feel like you could definitely do a whole legacy challenge centering around that rebirth aspect of it. Like, you could just keep rebirthing, sorry, that's like your founder into various families and just continuing their life that way. That is intriguing to me, and I am a little bit curious about that and almost want to play around with it a little bit and see what all of that is like, because how many times can you be reborn? If you've been reborn once, can you be reborn again as long as you finish your unfinished business as a ghost? So that's interesting to me. The wills and the funerals, I think, will be really good for storytelling purposes. But again, those are things that I don't think will ever be everybody's cup of tea. I think I will use them, but for me personally, they still sit really heavily on me. And that is all because of personal experience and things that I've gone through in my life surrounding death, that all of that kind of comes into play and affects me. But all in all, I think it adds some much needed things. It's definitely more on the spookier side of The Sims. I'm not a huge spooky person, but I am looking forward to parts of this expansion pack. Definitely the playable career will be fun to see what that's like with, playing along with Grimm and exploring all of that. I'm looking forward to the expansion, maybe in the way that I would be looking forward to like any expansion that comes out with The Sims, because I'm always intrigued by new content. Am I super, super hyped and excited about it? No, not really, but it'll be fun to play with and explore and see what it's like, and we will definitely do so here on my YouTube channel. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the new pack and what you're looking forward to the most. How did you feel about the gameplay trailer? Did you feel like you got enough information from it? Just give me your thoughts. I would love to hear them. I don't know when I'm gonna get back to recording videos, because I'm feeling kind of crummy after recording this one, so I need to go lay down and rest. But thank you all so much for being here. And if you like this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!